Sounds good. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise.
Seems more like you're being light-headed.
But what?
In your nature, and here...
Natural selection is all about even...
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Nothing like a little exercise. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Slash and dash. As long as you're happy about it. Might turn a blade or two. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Close encounter. Don't slip. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Chop it up. That paid off. Wow. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. How Lupa Lupin There's no doubt. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the tree. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. He understands why you came all the way out. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You found... The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his... You'll need to You'll need a net to catch the Nonna, and he wants you to use his, but asks... He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there. They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep in... One day... But... Now that you... From... One day, the land won't be... He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you.
Pick up my pen.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory.
Pick up my pen.
He says he remembers.
So without Mua.
The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that. Records tell of the ruinous devastation that Toxin... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merkpuff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of date, says his... The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the... His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the Tribe War and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories. He worries there won't be much left to say. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by... He's grateful for...
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light?
Not as much as it hurts.
Always making this...
And you're always trying...
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support. The Myriad. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out-of-Date says someone needs... He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. He can send... Out-of-Date will... Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's an odd thing, don't you think? That's the Jagni tribe's fault. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war, or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. The Sifu...
Zata is the muy dotloho. Kariesne zdatse. Paro, ya put...
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall. He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. It seems you don't mind a bit of blood on your hands. He understands. There's something about... Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought... Your Muma invented Wang Fu. The Sifu says it. Jagni doesn't. Says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you. And so... He wasn't sure you'd... The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you... The myriad are too good to be true. They might... Their kin must put an end to the war before war... He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Even if you see the world differently, you must hit them as soon and as... Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. The only kin who count on seeing you, Jagni doesn't want... He remembers. Anyway, you'll pass your old village on your... He can't blame you. Says the Tree of Life's.
Fylliga höbbedeköken, dressu.
Asks you to check out the wares, confident.
You don't have to know nada, por amor.
Peddler is eager for you to have. Wants you to. Shopkeep. Let's strike a deal. Looks valuable.
Kunne första höfre, till gola på så. Så han har med bämpa.
There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and recovery. Claims to have strange things from the dead zone that are so rare they need to be seen to be believed. sees you're eager to make a deal, but the gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Sit. Chin up. Sharp steel. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the Wonky especially, deformed and unfurred. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Then he wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you... He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll... He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? He says a feeling, but you need practice. Lots of practice. He's sure you'll have to face... You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever... You can never... Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. She's not unhappy. You should know. Practice makes perfect. As long as... She'll see you at the village square. She... Here's another familiar face with locks on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap. You should look for things. He wonders what usefulness you found. Sometimes he can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. He'd love to. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He thinks mastering the sickle. He's looking forward to seeing what... It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. That's all. You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her. She worries about you. Sometimes you get lost in your own world, where the only thing that matters is you. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonder. That makes him wonder. There's no... He wants to know who you think you are. They push each other. She asks if you're hurt. What happened? The most important thing. It's time to focus on your training now. She's... Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you've... He heard you. He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave. He's curious. He's all for it. He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know. The style might be too edgy for his taste. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He's looking for... Your Muma says it's about time you got here. She says she is... But there's enough time left for repetition and you need it. Training dummies don't... That's a... Your Muma says you did well today. She's so... Thanks you for being such a good student. Been working on a present. You should go see him and find out what it is. You've did... Reminds you that the best way to get some... Catchy. Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's... She's happy you appreciate... It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to... Says it's not a... Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's... She's... Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Luca Lupin from setting the world on fire. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight. He wants to destroy her. Whatever happens, you need to know she tells you to stay back. She loves how brave you... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hog. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. It was harder than it. They've received news a Ronin joined the tribe. You should hurry there and help them storm the outpost. You're looking sturdy. Look, an emergency box from the old days, when you needed to pack a punch to survive. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. That's interesting. The creatures who can't stand the sun are waking up. So different from the surface down here. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? A smart foe would leave now. That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to... The Toxanol Corporation made this place. And Toxanol... There must be a... There are things out there waiting for you. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. A flush seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. This is no time for sleep. You found the track! Amazing! So much of this place was just No. The tracks moved on. Looks like the fry sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a fry sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. Heroes are only heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes to no one. Never thought you need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. You really put a spin on it. have to love another fresh start. That ain't bad. Personal. Right between the eyes. So bright out now. It's the chug yard. This box once tailed a chugger. Now it's just off track. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Kaboom! Bomper Bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. You're injured. Hurt 'em. Let's see. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the Toxanol Corporation used... They can carry you anyway. You're on the right... This is an epic already. How it ends is up to you. Loot. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Gross. This place stinks. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past.